Erev Shabbat Shalom to everyone. So Pesach is over and we're still in the same situation, same state. Nothing has changed, and the unfortunate pandemic is going on. Where do we go from here? So may I share a couple of points, one from the Parsha of this week, the Torah portion that we're going to read tomorrow, everyone from our own homes, Parashat Shmini, and another lesson along the same lines from Pirkei Avot, from the Talmud, Ethics of Our Fathers. So in the Parsha of this week, we're reading about a story that took place the first day of the inauguration of the Mishkan, of the tabernacle that was built in the desert following the giving of the Torah, a year after the Exodus. On that day, two of the four children of Aaron HaKohen, Aaron the high priest, have been consumed by a fire. Vateitze eish milifnei Hashem, a fire came out from God, from Hashem, in the Mishkan, and consumed them alive. They perished. And to make a long story short, the Torah says, Vayidom Aharon. Aaron accepted it, Bikreva Kodesh, accepted it, and was quiet. He accepted the judgment from heaven. The Rebbe has spoken about this as a guidance and inspiration. In 1956, shortly after the establishment of Kfar Chabad, the village of Chabad in our Holy Land in Israel, where there was a terrorist attack and 5 students of Bet Sefer Limlacha of the vocational school in Kfar Chabad were perished. Their lives were taken away. The Rebbe quoted this pasuk, this verse, Vayidom Aharon. Aaron was quiet, accepting the judgment from heaven that doesn't make any sense, that is beyond our understanding. And as the Rebbe says, while it is not understood and while it is tanchumim shel hevel, any comfort will be comfort of vain, because bottom line, things are not good. And while we're not allowed to have any second thoughts about what is happening in the world by Hashem, but nonetheless, Vayidom Aharon, Aaron is quiet, and practically the Rebbe continues in that talk of the holiday of Shavuot, which followed that, and says that we all need to get involved in Nishmasei begufei ubemamenei, with one's soul, one's body, and one's money, to support and to rebuild, and not only to rebuild but to build further. Which leads me to the teaching of Pirkei Avot, Ethics of Our Fathers, which we're starting tomorrow, this Shabbos, for the rest of the summer. Every Shabbos we read, we learn Ethics of Our Fathers between Pesach and Rosh Hashanah. So tomorrow will be chapter 1, and I encourage everyone to do a search, either Pirkei Avot or Ethics of Our Fathers and ChabadAlberta.org, and you'll be able to download it and learn it on Shabbos yourself with your family members. And one of the passages in Pirkei Avot says, Hillel is teaching, Hevei mitalmidov shel Aaron, be among the disciples, the students of Aaron, Ehev Shalem, loving peace, Reidev Shalem, pursuing peace, Ehev esabries umekarvon latera, loving people and bringing them close to the Torah. Which obviously in such a time we need to do anything in our power and even a step above, and bringing and in loving peace, pursuing peace, even when it's not easy, to pursue and to go and to find a way of harmony, reaching out to others. And on this note, I would like to share, if you didn't hear it yet or see it yet, the message that our Premier Kenny has given last week to Alberta, where he quoted Rabbi Barry Farkash, who is a colleague of mine, the Rebbe's emissary, Shaliach in Central Cascades in the state of Washington, where he says the following: exponential growth is not exclusive to viruses. We can also create that exponential growth when we reach out to 2-3 people every day to say hello, check in, and share kindness. If every person who received kindness passes it on to 2 or 3 more people, that will also create exponential growth. The math is exactly the same. So make a commitment to check in to 2 to 3 people every single day. Reach out to family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, former classmates. Even a short text message can make all the difference. And if we counter social distancing with exponential kindness, we may just bring the light someone needs during this difficult time. Amazing words. And I think the message is simple. The message of Aaron, while being quiet and accepting the judgment from heaven and dealing with reality, that doesn't mean to cross our hands and sit on the couch and do nothing. But on the contrary, pick up the phone, reach out to someone, and let's do an act of goodness and kindness that will change the world. Thank you to each and everyone for your amazing support and help throughout the preparations and the Yom Tov of Pesach. And at the same time, Pesach is over physically, but the message of Pesach that no one should remain in isolation, spiritually or emotionally, did not end. On the contrary, and we're going to expand our programs and our outreach, including from Fagel Shapiro's Pantry and more. Keep tuned, be involved, and I invite everyone also for the Tanya class, which this Sunday at 11:30 will be a on the topic, a lesson from Kriyas Yamsuf, from the splitting of the sea, which we just celebrated yesterday and 2 days ago, and the last days of Pesach, and how it relates to our times, what message we could take from it in how to deal with the current sea, with the current challenges that are about to swallow us alive. Sunday at 11:30. Hope to see you, and let the word out, and let's encourage each other and be in it together in a positive and inspiring message. Thank you. Good Shabbos. Don't forget to light candles this evening, and to celebrate Shabbos in a appropriate way. Good Shabbos. Thank you. Keep tuned.